Good evening students. Today we are going to discuss about splitting of d orbitals in tetrahedral field. So we have seen in last class splitting of d orbitals in octahedral field. So octahedral field there are two energy levels will be there, T2G level and EG level. So in presence of all ligands, 6 ligands in octahedral field, they come towards along the axis. So when the ligands come along the axis, the T2G level means d orbitals which lies along the axis will be stabilized more. So then EG level will be, so the EG level, the ligands which orbitals which are along the axis will be faces more repulsion, so they will have more energy, and EG level will have more energy level and T2G level will be have lower energy level. So what happens in splitting of d orbitals in tetrahedral crystal field? Tetrahedral field means hybridization will be sp3. So in when sp3 hybridization takes place in metal orbitals, in between metal orbitals, then the geometry will be tetrahedral geometry. So tetrahedral geometry will be like this. So here 4 ligands are there. So here if you observe these ligands, so they comes in between axis. So ligands approaches the metal ion from between axis, so not along the axis. So here the ligands approaches in between axis. So in tetrahedral field, the d orbitals which having, so the d orbitals which having in between axis, they are present in between axis. So what are they? The dxy, dyz, dxz. So these d orbitals lies in between axis. So the ligands also approaches from in between axis. So these orbitals will have more repulsions. They will face more repulsions and they will have more energy. So in tetrahedral field, ligands approaching from between axes, hence the d orbitals which lie between axes will be faces more repulsions, and T2G level will be higher energy level and EG level will be lower energy level. So in octahedral field it is reverse. T2G will be lower energy level and EG will be higher energy level. But in tetrahedral field, the ligands approaches from in between axis. So this is y axis, this is z axis, and this is x axis. So they approaches from between axis, so that's why T2G level will have more energy and EG level will have lower energy. So this is the splitting of the orbitals in tetrahedral field. So but if you see this energy gap when compared to octahedral field, the tetrahedral field energy gap, that is indicated as delta T, will be lower. So delta O means crystal field stabilization energy of octahedral field will be higher than crystal field splitting energy of tetrahedral. So this gap is called crystal field stabilization energy, CFSE. It is in tetrahedral field, so it is indicated as delta T. So this gap will be less than octahedral field gap. So when we see octahedral field, this energy gap will be higher than delta T, means delta O means crystal field stabilization energy in octahedral field will be more than CFSE in tetrahedral field. So because, so in octahedral field there are 6 ligands approaches the metal ion. So in tetrahedral field only 4 ligands approaches the metal ion. So when compared to 6 ligands, so the 4 ligands will cause less repulsions. So 6 ligands will have more repulsions, will cause more repulsions. More ligands means more splitting. So less number of ligands means less splitting. So that's why delta O is greater than delta T, because in this 6 ligands are there and here in tetrahedral field only 4 ligands are there. That's why this gap will be more than this gap. So the relation between So the relation between delta T and delta O is given by this equation. So delta T is equal to 4 by 9 into delta O. So this equation is very important in calculation of CFSE. So this is d orbitals. These are degenerate orbitals. So then in tetrahedral field, when ligands approaches in between axes, so the Eg level, so which lies in between along the axis will be less, undergoes less repulsions, will have less energy, and T2G means they will lie dxy, dyz and dzx will lie in between axes, so they will face more repulsions and they will have more energy. So this is the splitting in tetrahedral field and this is the splitting in octahedral field. So this gap is called delta T and this gap is called delta O. So if you compare this gap and this gap, so delta O is greater than delta T. And here this minus 0.4 delta O. So this gap is given by minus 0.4 delta O. And this gap is given by plus 0.6 delta O. So these values will be, so in calculation of CFSE, these are important. So the gap is very less when compared to this gap. Okay, because here 3, so we, while calculating the CFSE value, we have to take this value minus 0.4 into number of T2J electrons and plus 0.6 into number of EG electrons. So these values will be useful in the calculation of CFSE in case of octahedral field and also in case of tetrahedral field. So this is minus, so here this gap is minus 0.6 delta T and here this is plus 0.4 delta T. So less gap means 0.4, more gap means 0.6. Next topic is factors affecting CFSE. So what are the factors are affecting this gap? So if so here the first factor is delta O is increases as we go from 3D series to 4D, 4D series to 5D. So this delta naught value increases as we go down the group, 3D series to 4D series and 4D series to 5D series. So first transition series, second transition series and third transition series. As we go from this transition series to this one, so the energy gap will increases. So this from 3D to 4D series 50% CFSE value increases and from 4D series to 5D series 25% CFSE value means delta naught value increases. And next, oxidation state of the metal. So this is the important factor. So higher the oxidation state of the metal, greater the delta value. So means if metal having more oxidation number, so the energy gap will be also more. For example, chromium water taken 6 3 plus. So what is the ion here? So in this chromium plus 3 is the ion, metal ion, and in this complex Cr H2O taken 6 2 plus. So in this the metal ion is chromium plus 2. So in which is more having more oxidation number, so plus 3 is the higher value. So that's why this will have 17,400 delta naught value and this is 14,100 means higher value will be chromium plus 3. So for this complex the CFSE value is higher and for this complex it is lower value. So because of oxidation number. So this is the second factor. So then strength of ligands. So as strength of ligands increases, the splitting will be increases, the gap will be increases. So the strength of ligands is given by spectrochemical series. So this is the spectrochemical series. It is very important. So these are arranged based on the energy gap. So the delta values based on the CFSE values. So this series has given. So this iodide minus, Br minus, bromide minus, SCN minus. So here the bonded atom is sulfur. This is called thiocyanate ion. Chloride ion, sulfide, and next fluoride, OH minus, hydroxyl, and oxalate, and water, and NCS minus. Here isothiocyanate. And next EDTA. Next NH3 ammonia, EN, ethylene diamine, CN minus, carbonyl, CO. So here they are arranged from decreasing to increasing, means from weak field ligand to strong field ligand, means these ligands will have more strength than these ligands. So these are called strong field ligands and these are called weak field ligands. So in presence of strong field ligands, the energy gap between T2G and EG will be very high when compared to weak ligands. So means it depends, this delta value depends also on strength of ligands. So just see examples. So here nickel H2O taken 6 2 plus and nickel NH3 taken 6 2 plus. So here the what is the difference? Oxidation number is same, metal ion is also same, but here water is the ligand, here ammonia is the ligand. So which will have more delta naught value? So here in spectrochemical series ammonia will have more energy, more strength. So here NH3 is there and water is weak field ligand. So that's why in presence of NH3 the delta naught value is this one 10,800. So here it is 8,500. So which will be more? So in the presence of ammonia the gap will be more. So these ligands are called strong field ligands. Carbonyl, cyanide, nitro. So this carbonyl, cyanide, nitro, NO2. So here the bonded atom is nitrogen. Ethylene diamine, this already we have seen EN. Ethylene diamine, CH2, CH2, NH2, NH2. This is called ethylene diamine. So EN and next ammonia, next EDTA. So this EDTA also we have seen in hexadentate ligands. So just recall once. EDTA and next NCS isothiocyanate. So these ligands which are bonded through here nitrogen. So here here in nitro through nitrogen. So here En also through nitrogen, ammonia also nitrogen. So in this NCS also through bonded through nitrogen. So we'll have more strength. So these ligands are called strong field ligands. So strong, in presence of strong field ligands the delta values will be high. In presence of weak field ligands the delta value will be lower. So here if you observe this diagram, so this is in presence of weak field ligands. We are seeing this splitting energy in octahedral field. So in octahedral field this is in the presence of weak field ligands. This is in presence of strong field ligands. So in presence of strong field ligands, so if you observe this gap will be higher than this gap. So it is in presence of weak field, it is strong field ligands. So in presence of strong field ligands the splitting will be more, means more strength means more repulsions. So more repulsions means Eg level will be have a phases more repulsions and it will go more higher energy side. So this is in presence of weak field ligands there is no pairing takes place. So the electrons doesn't violating the Hund's rule. So they will be filled according to Hund's rule. So this is D4 electronic configuration. So D1, D2 second electron and third electron and fourth electron. So here no pairing takes place. This is called high spin complex. So in presence of weak field ligand there is no pairing and it is called high spin complex. So high spin means more magnetic moment. So this will have more mu value. So mu value is calculated by square root of n into n plus 2. So here more mu value means it is called high spin complex. More number of unpaired electrons will be there in high spin complex. So this happens when this gap is very less than pairing energy. So here if pairing energy is greater than delta naught value, so this delta naught value is very lower value and pairing energy will be high. So then there is no pairing takes place. So this is electronic configuration will be T2G3 and EG1. This is called high spin complex. And this is in presence of strong field ligands, the energy gap will be higher. So this delta naught value is very high. That's why the electron doesn't goes to EG level. So after filling halfly, the electron will be paired. So it is violating the Hund's rule. So because the gap is very high, it cannot jump into EG level. So it will be paired up in the T2G level only. So this is called low spin complex because number of unpaired electrons are less. So it is having less magnetic moment. That's why it is called low spin complex. So and here this delta naught value is greater than pairing energy. So the D4 electron will be written as T2G4. So means 4 electrons are filled in the T2G level. So this is the calculation of CFSE of D4 in high spin complex. So this level, so this gap is calculated by using this formula. Number of T2G electrons into 0.4. So here this is the 0 and here this is minus 0.4. This is plus 0.6. So minus 0.4. So number of T2G electrons are 3 into here minus 0.4. So here energy is means decreasing, that's why it is indicated by minus value, and here energy is increased when compared to this level. Energy increased, that's why it is called, it is given by plus 0.6. So here minus 3 into 0.4 plus how many EG electrons are there? 1. 1 into how much gap will be there? 0.6 delta O. So we can calculate by using this formula CFSE values. So this is given by minus 0.6. CFSE is minus 0.6 delta naught. So when we take in low spin complex, the calculation of CFSE is given by CFSE equal to, so this is the 0 level and here this is the minus 0.4 and this is the plus 0.6. See, this is the plus 0.6 delta O. So here minus 0.4 into number of T2G electrons 4. So minus 4 into 0.4. So there is no EG electrons and there is plus pairing energy. So this is given by CFSE equal to minus 1.6 delta naught plus pairing energy. So this is the calculation of CFSE values.